Welcome to Mind Warp, a Runaways series where we go over hot takes, big mistakes, and all things in the world of Wraith. I am your host, Lucas Oswald, and I think it's time to tell you what's on my mind. This week, I think everybody's minds are centered on one thing. That is the ban list that came out about an hour ago. On that ban list, we had Deadwood Dirge being restricted, as well as Rosetta being banned from the Living Legend format, as well as the announcement that there are no changes to Classic Constructed before Worlds in Philadelphia. I think this change makes a lot of sense, although I don't think it was exactly what people saw coming. I think Runeblade was clearly too strong. We know that Chain and Viscerai were clearly some of the top dogs of the format. Interesting to see that there were no Starvo restrictions, given its early success as well. It seems like recently LSS has been moving towards allowing Starvo to be the best deck in the format, kind of policing some of the more aggressive decks. Although I have definitely heard a lot of people complain that this might lead to Starvo being too strong or being too restrictive on the format and not giving it the feel that they might expect or desire from the format. For me personally, I think that this format is not sustainable, and I think that these changes really show that. Rosetta Thorn has always been the heart and the identity of the Runeblade class, especially in Living Legend, and seeing that go, I think, is something that a lot of Runeblade players are going to be really sad about. It's an iconic weapon that you're just not going to be able to play with anymore in basically any format. Also, I think that, like I mentioned earlier, Starvo is probably going to be a little bit too strong heading into the meta, although I think that with the toning down of Runeblades, we could see a bit of a triangle emerge with Illusionist being able to beat Starvo and maybe now actually having game into some of those Runeblades, which might allow for the format to be a little bit more diverse, although my personal belief early on in the ban list is that we will probably still see a Starvo Runeblade meta with maybe a little bit of sprinkle of Zen, maybe a little bit of Illusionist here and there, things like that. The other thing that's been on my mind and on the mind of many members of the community recently is the announcement of Silver Age, the new format that has seen a little bit of play so far under the name Project Blue, but has really come into its own in the last week with the dev talk that James White and Brian Gottlieb did going over what to expect from Silver Age. Me personally, I am very excited to see another competitive format into the fray. I think Classic Constructed is fun, but it's nice to have a little bit of diversity, and I think most players at this point can agree that Living Legend might not be the perfect place for that. $20 decks coming out of the box as well is very exciting, and me personally, I'm just very thrilled that I get to do something other than play Classic Constructed at some local tournaments and hopefully maybe some bigger level events like Callings or even Tier 4s. I'm not sure exactly what the best decks are in Silver Age, but I'm very excited to explore a new metagame with heroes and strategies that we haven't really gotten to see shine in the past, and hopefully we will get to do so moving forward. But that's all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything I said in today's video, please, in the comments below, let me know what's on your mind.